Hello all, and welcome back to Norbits Adventures. So it's Tuesday today, as of we had a public holiday yesterday because of the Adelaide Cup for the horse races. So I didn't remember it. So I've obviously doing a video today, and I'm sending off my packages as well today because everything was shut yesterday. Well, the postage service anyway. Well, today I'd like to talk about fish disease, more importantly white spot. Obviously, it's one of those well-known aquatic diseases in the aquarium hobby. Obviously, we try not to get it in most tanks, but obviously sometimes it does happen. Recently, we've had an outbreak of white spot that started with clownfish in one of our tanks out the front. And it hasn't been going too well with treatment. Obviously with different treatment, different methods. I'm going to explain what we did, what we thought was going to work, and what actually is happening now. And obviously with it being a mixture of mollies, bristlenose and clownfish, they're all different sort of fish that require different things and obviously different tolerances to medication. So it's been quite interesting this week trying to deal with that tank. It hasn't gone to plan at all, and unfortunately we have lost a few fish, but we're actively trying to solve the issue, and obviously moving forward we're going to be doing a bit of mixture of things, try to finish that off to complete the treatment. So what happened was we noticed the clownfish had developed some white spot along their body after a water change, obviously because of a ammonia spike in the tank, which obviously stressed the fish out, which then obviously has produced the white spot in the tank. We straight away decided that we were going to go with the medication treatment way. We dosed the tank with trisulfur, which I've used in many tanks before and has worked wonderful. But this time it seems to have not worked. The whole method of it is basically you use one tablet for 40 litres or one tablet per 20 litres depending on how bad the white spot is. So we dosed the tank with 3, because it's a 80 litre tank. We dosed it with 3 tablets to start off with obviously after a water change and prime and all the bits and bobs to make sure they didn't stress out too much, with the additive stress coat as well. So we added that. We tried, that was going to be the first process. We didn't raise the temperature, we didn't add salt, we just went for the plain old medication way straight up. Well, the next day, obviously we had fish dropping off. The clown loaches that had first shown signs of white spot had dropped off, and few of the bristlenose fry that were in that tank had started dropping off as well. So that was 4 days ago. We're now up to day 5, I'm pretty sure. We dosed the tank yesterday after 3 water changes with trisulfate again. And with that, we've obviously woken up this morning and there's been more deaths. So I've decided now that I'm going to raise the tank temperature to 28 and see if that helps any more than it already is. I've obviously heard of the other way of doing things is with salt and heat, which works as well. I've used it plenty of times with some of my tanks. We're introducing new fish, obviously with quarantine tanks as well because of the water temperature change, and have had no issues with that. So obviously now that we've dosed the tank for a week, I'm going to do another water change, raise the temperature and add salt and see if that helps get rid of the problem. It would be awesome to know if anyone else has any different ways of doing things. Obviously that's the 2 main ones I know how to use. I've got medication. I've also got EndoGuard, which is a different medication again, and we use the whole heat and salt method as well. I've heard other people say that you're removing the fish entirely and all that sort of stuff, but I know once the white spot's in the tank, usually means it's in the tank. So obviously moving forward with that, it's going to be a little bit of a process. Obviously we're quarantining that tank, we're quarantining the nets, we're washing the stuff with sanitizer, making sure it's not transferring over to any tanks as well. But more on a positive note, you've got to take the good with the bad. Obviously this week we've been struggling with that tank. The peppermint bristlenose have decided to lay eggs, so now the male in that tank is now on eggs again. So I'd take the good with the bad with that one. It's been almost 24 hours, still hasn't kicked the eggs, so we'll see how he goes. You never know, 48 hours might be the lucky charm, or he might just keep these ones. We'll see how it goes. But we've got a secondary Zist box set up in that tank ready to go. We had acquired a smaller shrimp tank recently, so we cleaned out that tank, got rid of the shrimp and put them into that breeder box. So that box is ready to go, full almond leaf, cholla and shrimp ready to go, making sure those eggs are clean. As for the rest of the tanks, I've obviously as well had 2 tanks have ammonia spikes, not for overfeeding. It was due to one of my larger mystery snails dying. We nicknamed him Golf Ball because he was about yay size, and it was a mystery snail. Not sure how or why he got that big, but yeah, he obviously died. So the royal whiptails I got on that tank decided it was going to be a good idea to rip him apart and spread him across the tank, which then raised the ammonia in that tank. So a bit of an interesting week with fish tank maintenance. As for the other stuff to do with my fish room, the rack is up and running. I spent Saturday set prepping for it, and obviously Sunday went through and did it all, set it all up, and now I've got the 4-foot tank ready to go for a new project coming soon, and I've got the shrimp tanks down the bottom. I'm going to be moving them probably sideways to add a few more shrimp tanks down there, and I've also added a brand new tank up there, which is a 2-foot tank for a grow-out tank, obviously for the super red bristlenose that I've got growing over in these boxes here. They're growing pretty well, but they're getting big, so I might move them over soon. As you can see, the rack's all set up, the tanks are all good to go. The grow out tank I've got is running that shrimp sand that I showed you guys in the last few episodes ago. I love the stuff, so I decided to throw it into that tank. I didn't really want to keep it a bare bottom, as I know some bristlenose have issues with that bacteria that grows on glass. So I've decided to go away from that and move to that sand. The 4-foot tank's doing well. I've obviously got that breeder box in there. I found a massive green jade in there that I've kept aside that I might put in with a few other males moving forward. Obviously with new tanks, I'm looking at separating some more shrimp tanks and obviously making a second colony of green jades, only to maximize the colors. I've got a lot of darker greens coming through and a lot of light greens coming through, so I want to separate those and make sure I've got the higher grade stuff coming through as well. As for that, that's all set up and ready to go, so I'm just waiting for everything to get into place, and yeah. Well, as always, thanks for stopping by and watching Norbits Adventures. So obviously hit the like button, subscribe to keep up with ongoing videos. Obviously I'm going to keep trying to post on Monday or Tuesday, depending on obviously public holidays and shipping. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you next time.